Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Civil Stuff by Wahid. If you are watching my video for the first time, please do subscribe. So today I have taken topic from the SMNTS subject, that is deflection, slopes and deflections chapter, which is very important for your competitive exams. Okay, so generally when a beam is subjected to any loading, it may develop the bending stresses and shear forces. So here, if I take for example, I am considering here it as a simply supported beam. Any point load or UDL is acting, the bending moment will be developed. Because of this bending moment, the deflection curve will be getting on. Okay, this is nothing but called as deflection curve, or which is also known as elastic curve. Now if I draw a tangent to this curve, the angle subtended between this tangent to its horizontal axis is nothing but slope. So from this figure you can confirm that maximum deflection for a simply supported will be at the middle or under the loading. How I am saying under the loading means, suppose if a beam is there which is having eccentric loading, okay, then the deflection will be maximum under the loading. If not, if it is a symmetrical UDL loading, the deflection will be maximum at the center, whereas slopes will be maximum at the supports, right? Now what do you mean by say slope? Means the slope of a curve at any point, the slope of a curve will be the angle subtended between the tangent line and the x-axis. Okay, now here the deflections are developed in the beam due to what? Bending moment only, due to bending moment produced in the beam. Now this is the equation ei into d square y by dx square equals to minus m is nothing but a deflection equation. Okay, now some of the assumptions which they made is the beam is straight and prismatic. Straight means throughout the length it will be straight. Prismatic means cross section of the beam will be same throughout the section. That is the first assumption. And it is subjected to pure bending only. Means we have seen the theory of simple bending. In that, suppose maximum bending moment in a particular section with zero shear force. This particular section is what? No shear force, but what? Maximum constant bending moment is nothing but called as a theory of pure bending. Okay, and the deflections are small when compared to the length of the beam. So see, the length is say like this, whereas deflection is some mm, it will be always calculated in mm. And suppose m is positive for hogging, because in this, suppose hogging generally hogging bending moment will be taking what? Minus m, right? So minus of minus m, which will become what? Plus m. That is the reason they are calling it as what? M positive for hogging. And slope positive, that is rotation is clockwise. Rotation is what? Clockwise direction. Okay, so these are the some of the assumptions. And here the relation means, first time if you integrate the equation, you will be getting what? Ei dy by dx integral of m is nothing but slope. If you double integrate it, you will be getting the deflection. Okay, means slope means dy by dx, or it can be denoted by theta, and deflection it can be denoted by y, or sometimes it can be denoted by delta. Okay, now what do you mean by deflection as per definition? Means the vertical distance between of the beam before and after loading. Means suppose if I am not loading this one, there will be no vertical distance. After loading it will be showing some deflection. The difference between the before and after is nothing but a deflection. Okay, now for a simply supported beam at supports, slope will be maximum and deflection is 0, because the deflection for a simply supported will be maximum at the center. Now we'll see some of the cases where you are supposed to keep in mind the formulas which are very very important. So I will try to explain you in some easiest method which I learned earlier from the books or some channels like that only before when I am studying. Now here this is the first case with a cantilever beam carrying moment couple at the free end. This is the first condition. Next, cantilever beam carrying point load at its free end and UDL at its UDL throughout the length, and this is what UVL, triangular variation load, and these are the simply supported carrying point load at the midspan and UDL. These 6 are very very important, which are supposed to be keep in mind. So while going to the slope formula, this is a slope formula and deflection formula. Before going directly, one should know the bending moment formulas for this one. Okay, now here if a cantilever beam carrying moment couple at free end, the moment will be m only. Okay, next coming to the, and it will be maximum at the what, fixed end always, right? Next coming to the cantilever being carrying point load at its free end, the moment will be W into L, whereas UDL means WL square by 2, and we have seen all these in case of your SFD and BMD diagrams, right? So if you know these one, these are very very easy, right? And coming to here, UVL with maximum loading at the fixed end and 0 loading at the free end, the moment is WL square by 6, and simply supported beam carrying central point load, the bending moment is what, WL by 4, and what is this one, simply supported beam carrying UDL of W kilonewton per meter, that is WL square by 8. Now I have written here slope and deflection. Slope can be denoted by what, theta or dy by dx. So first ml by ei, you have to for keeping in remembrance, for your remembrance, I am writing in this way only: moment, point load, UDL, UVL. If you remember in this way only, it will be very very easy to keep in mind, right? Suppose ml by ei, ml by 2 ei, ml by 3 ei, ml by 4 ei. Up to here it is continue. Okay, 1th part, half part, 3rd part, and 1/4 part, like that. And here if I come to here, this will be also same ml by 4 ei and ml by 3 ei. Means because directly if you can remember this one, it is well and good. Some people we cannot keep in mind all these. For that I am giving the order of like this. Okay, now ml by a means, m is what, bending moment. So for a cantilever beam carrying moment at its free end, the bending moment is also m, so it will remain same, ml by ei. Whereas for a cantilever beam carrying point load at its free end, what is theta equals to ml by 2a? What is m? WL. So W into L. Okay, I am substituting here. Okay, so m means what? W into L by 2ei. What do you remain? WL square by 2ei. Next, ml by 3ei for a cantilever beam carrying UDL. So for that, what is this one? ml by 3ei means what is m? WL square. Okay, by 2 into 3ei into this L. What? So WL cube by 2 3 is 6, 6ei. Like that you are supposed to keep. Similarly, cantilever beam carrying triangular point load with maximum at a fixed end and minimum at is, if I substitute here what, ml by 4ei means in place of m, WL square by 6 means I will be getting what, WL cube by 24ei. Similarly, fixed simply supported beam carrying central point load of W, then what is this one? ml by 4ei. From here it will be reducing. So ml by 4ei means m means what? WL by 4. So WL by 4 into L. What happens? WL square by 4 for the 16ei. Okay. Next, simply supported beam carrying UDL of W kilonewton per meter, that is WL square by 8. If I substitute here WL square by 8 in place of this m, I will be getting with WL cube by 24ei. Right? So this is the easiest method to keep in mind regarding the slope formulas. But deflection formulas, you have to multiply the slope formulas with some factors. Those factors you are supposed to keep in mind. Okay, now here this is the slope formula, right? ml by EI. Okay, for getting the deflection for a cantilever beam carrying moment couple at the free end, multiply with L by 2 into theta. Similarly for point loaded beam, see these also some like that only. L by 2, 2L by 3, 3L by 4, 4L by 5. Okay, up to here it is okay. And here theta into L by 3 and theta into 5L by 16. These are the things you are supposed to keep in mind when you are not able to keep these formulas remembrance, right? Now see here, what is L by 2 into ml by EI means ml square by 2EI. Next, theta into 2L by 3. What is theta? WL square by 2EI means what happens? WL square. Here it is 3, it will write 2L by 3 into theta. What is theta? WL square by 2EI. Okay, into L by 3. 2 ones get so WL cube by 3EI. Sorry, this will be 3. Okay, and cantilever beam carrying UDL. What is slope equation? WL cube by 6EI and multiply with 3L by 4. So WL cube by 6EI into 3L by 4 means what happens? 6 4s are 24, right? Into 3 WL power 4 from the, so WL power 4 by 8 EI. WL power 4 by 8 EI. Similarly, like this for a what cantilever beam carrying maximum loaded fixed end and minimum triangular variation, if you substitute here you will be getting WL power 4 by 30 EI. Coming to the simply supported beam carrying point load, the deflection is what? Theta into L by 3. What is theta? WL square by 16 EI into 3 means you will be getting WL cube by 48 EI. Next, simply supported beam carrying UDL throughout of W kilonewton per meter is 5L by 16 means you will be getting on calculation 5 WL power 4 by 384 EI. So these are the some of the slopes and deflections formula. And similarly for a simply supported beam carrying two equal movements at the end supports, then in such case what happens? The slope will be what? ml by 2EI. What is ml by 2EI is the slope. Means m by EI means 1 by r, right? So L by 2r. Maximum deflection is what? ml square by 8EI. What is L square by 8r? Why? m by EI equals to 1 by r, which is nothing but curvature. Okay, so this is regarding your deflection and slopes. Now in generally, after knowing the deflections like that, we can say two things very important, that is the strengthy beam and stiffness. Now when the beam is said to be strengthy, means a beam is said to be strengthy when the maximum induced bending stress, that is F, is within the safe permissible bending stress of the beam material. Means beam material will be developing some resistance, and because of the loading, movement will be developed. That movement developed due to loading should be less than the moment developed due to material. Then only the beam can be said it is strengthy. Next, when the maximum deflection of the loaded beam is within the certain permissible limit in relation to the span of the beam is said to possessing stiffness. Means some deflection will be developed. That deflection should be within the limit with respect to span to depth ratio. Generally we will be calculating in RCC LYD ratios, right? In case of deflection of beams, deflection of slabs, like that you will be calculating, right? In such situations, any beam have a tendency to get deflected. That deflection of that beam which is induced due to loading should be within the limits. If it is within the limits, we can say it is the beam is possessing some stiffness. Okay, thank you for watching my video. If you have liked the video, please do like, share and do subscribe for more videos.